Yeah, man. If like I said, if I'm gonna do this, and if I'm gonna put my name out there, because I'm sure you guys know there's a stigma. There's a stigma with being a flat earther.
Yes, there is a stigma that they are morons because it's really stupid. That is why there's a stigma. And if they wanted to do themselves any kind of favor in the department of being looked at as though they are stupid, they wouldn't have Logan Paul. Like, this is not helping you. I feel kind of bad for them because whoever organized this event invited him, and people who attended are probably rallying together because they think they've all figured something out. They all probably fancy themselves some kind of superior intellectual, and they go to this thing, and then fucking Logan Paul is the speaker at the event, and like they're all cheering, but like if it were me and I really believed that, I would have been like, no, God, why? Of all the people, why?
It's good to see you. I must go. I know I will go.
Hold him. Now you listen to me, you hillbilly punk who thinks the world's still round. I'm here to tell you it's not. It's flat!
He's an interesting guy, man, and you know, he believes it. So, Kyrie, the Earth is flat, right? Yeah. So, whatever.
That's news.
That's news. Here we go.
This is the Truth Frequency Radio Network. We are TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
Broadcasting straight to you from a large spaceship, currently winning the war with the mainstream scientific community. Meanwhile, the peanut gallery is glad to see that his hard-earned tax dollars have gone to successful scientific research, such as the latest from Patricia Yang from the Georgia Institute of Technology, who has finally determined why wombats drop cubed feces. It's the first time I'm reading this. Need we say anything more about science fun dung? Oh, my Lord. Insert rim shot here. Wow, that's a groaner. Really? All that hype, and that's what you give me? Oh, good. It's nice. That's from the Peanut Gallery, by the way. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Strange World, where the truth is often stranger than fiction. I'm your host, Mark Sargent, the creator of Flat Earth Clues, which propose that all of us are living inside a Truman Show enclosed structure thousands of miles wide. Check it out at enclosedworld.com or just Google Flat Earth Clues. If you can't find it, you are not very good at the internet. For those of you listening to this on YouTube, you want to hear the show live as it happens, please go to Truth Frequency Radio for the latest schedule. Currently, the show is on Tuesday nights at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. And yes, Caroline, if it is not November 20th, 2018, you are listening to a rerun. Quote of the day goes something like this. You've got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. Gold star for anyone who can tell me who said that. The Mark Sargent 2018 Flat Earth Challenge is in effect. This is my personal declaration of war from Flat Earth against mainstream science. I, Mark Sargent, hereby put forth a challenge to any university, foreign or domestic, to loan me a NASA-approved self-contained spacesuit, put me in a vacuum chamber, and pull the switch. See what happens. For more information on this, please check out Flat Earth Clues number 13, The Lost Nail. Okay, who's got the announcements? Real quickly, Behind the Curve, and I'll say this one pretty much every week now for the next, several months. BehindTheCurveFilm.com, you can go there, and the documentary is now in general release on all your favorite streaming platforms. So check that out when you get a chance. And let me see here. There's a line. Okay, sorry, there's a meetup here. Having said that, if you got time in your show to announce our Facebook meetup group based in the Middle Tennessee area, I would greatly appreciate it. We don't currently have a date set for a meetup, but that's the purpose for the group once we have enough interest. It is a closed Facebook group, and we have about 12 members so far, and we'd love to have more from the Nashville, Tennessee area to network with. The name of the group is called Nashville Flat Earth Meetup. Thanks for bringing integrity to the Flat Earth community and for all you do. And that's from a guy named David. Very cool. Let me get about the phone number because it is going to be a call-in show. The name of the show is going to be, I'm just thinking of it right now. Okay, I got it. No trolls, kind of like no forests on Flat Earth. No trolls inside Flat Earth ever. Yeah, there you go. That's my title. And I'll put that on the thing when I upload it tonight. Phone number to call in is 213-233-3998. That is 213-233-3998. You can also call the old number, which is 720-897-6111. In the UK, don't forget your country code, then dial 44-203-393-2871. And if you just want to call and listen, and you guys got to remember this number eventually because it's too many times I pick up a line and there's nobody there. And that is 605-472-9131. And if I pick you up, don't be nervous. It's okay. It's just you and me. It's all. I don't even know if the peanut gallery is a real person. So those are the numbers, and I am going to pick up calls here shortly. But there's two things I want to take care of first. First, I want to announce that the conference has come and gone and things happened. And we're going to be talking about some of that tonight. But first off, I'd like to extend my sincere and I'm not reading a script, by the way. I'm just kind of winging this. Sincere and heartfelt apology for the people I didn't get to meet at the conference, the people that may have come. I'm hoping you didn't come just to see me. There were a bunch of other great speakers. I think we had like 20 speakers, all fantastic. Many of them had bigger channels than me. Many of them have amazing exposure out there. For those of you I did meet, I was really, really grateful. For the people, though, that came and I did not get to shake your hand, or you didn't see me do my speech, the big panel I missed, that was something, and I'm, again, really super sad about the award show because I really, really wanted to do that. I worked hard on that. But there were some personal reasons why I didn't stay. I was there for the Billboard event, and I stayed for the mixer, and I basically didn't go to my room for 2 days. On Tuesday and Wednesday, I was out and about meeting as many people as I could. But on Thursday, I left rather abruptly. I literally did not tell anybody. So if anybody's out there feeling bad because there was somebody else exclusive and I told somebody, no, I literally told nobody. And I walked out of the hotel and got on a shuttle and got on a plane and got out of there. Why did I do this? I did this because the mystery VIP person, who was a very well-kept secret, actually to the detriment of the conference, in my opinion, did not turn out to be any sort of A-lister at all. They were an internet celebrity, and a rather infamous one, name of Logan Paul. The short version is that Logan Paul insults me in several different ways. I won't reiterate too much right now because I'm sure we'll get into it. He insults me as what I consider to be a false flat Earth member. He insults me as a United States citizen. He insults me as a member of humankind. He represents all that I think is wrong, and just a bad example. He gives really, really bad examples to his main demographic, which is adolescent males. And I'm sorry, there's a lot here. But before we get into taking the calls, I want to read. This will probably sum it up. There's a very short article that I'd like to read from New York Magazine. You can check it out at nymag.com. It is written by Madison Malone Kircher. And the title is this: Logan Paul isn't a flat earther, but he's cool with taking their money. So here's the article. Logan Paul started off the year by vlogging a dead body hanging from a tree in Japan's so-called suicide forest, a decision that turned him from a person who people who know about YouTubers love to hate into a guy who people who know nothing about YouTube also love to hate, and with good reason. The dead body video was, in addition to being beyond classless, a problem for Paul, whose business is himself. YouTube pulled him from his roles in several original projects, put a hold on any new ones, and blocked him from the Google preferred advertising program. No ads, if you're a YouTuber, means no money. For Paul, that meant leaning harder than ever into his merchandise. As you know, YouTube cut my AdSense in half. Thanks, YouTube. Love you. So I am going to need you guys to buy all my merch so I don't lose my house. Paul said in his first video back in February, following the Japan scandal. In April, he announced he was done with daily vlogging entirely. It also meant leaning into his infamy. If you don't think Paul knew exactly what he was doing when he vlogged that body, I am here to tell you otherwise. It seems that what he was doing with an appearance over the weekend at the second annual Flat Earth Conference in Denver, Colorado, Paul, as noted by Daily Beast reporter Kelly Wheel, who spoke with him privately at the event, does not appear to actually believe the world is flat, but his speech indicated otherwise to those in attendance. I have a very good feeling he's genuine, one attendant told Wheel about Paul. And an expert from the Daily Beast, I consider myself a man of truth, someone who hates being ignorant, Paul tells the crowd, spouting off some stats about the moon landing. I guess I'm not ashamed to say my name is Logan Paul, and I think I'm coming out of the Flat Earth closet. He ends his address with a mic drop. Flat Earthers' beliefs are perpetrated by the notion that almost anything is a conspiracy. Tech companies press videos and content created to shed light on the truth of the world's shape. Science isn't real. The list goes on, and it's full of things that, while they sound funny in the abstract, can be dangerous in the real world. These are the people and the ideas Logan Paul is backing, even if he doesn't actually believe in what they believe. Glad to see he's making good use of that second chance he asked for. That's the end of the article. You guys can check it out at nymag.com. And with that, you know what? Let's just go straight into the calls because the chat looks good. All lights are green. Let's get right to it. All right, 910. You are on with Strange World. What are we talking about?
What's up, Mark? I got a few things, but
yeah.
You know, if I would have made it there, I'd have walked out with you, man.
Right on, man.
I think that's ridiculous, man. I think anybody who listens to you should respect you enough as a man to make your own decision, and walk out.
Well, thank you. And again, I'd like to clarify that what I didn't want to do was sabotage the conference. Absolutely, I did not want to do that. I didn't ask anyone to go with me. I did express my concern in no uncertain terms to a group of speakers at a restaurant table the night before. Realized it just was not resonating the same with them as it was with me, mostly because I think most of them didn't even know who he was. And so, my decision.
The biggest mistake that's been made here is the people who know about this guy or know anything about him. It's in the public. They're gonna they're going to frown upon the whole flat Earth community now.
Potential. Go ahead.
And so are the people that follow. So are the people that follow this guy. I mean, that's inevitable. I mean,
I know, but here's some good news here, and that is, after I watched, and if you want some silver lining to the story, and there are several, if you watch his little interview with the Daily Beast, where I quoted part of that when she was basically recording him, she was throwing questions at him. You realize he knows absolutely nothing about flat Earth, and so it'll be fine. And by that I mean, it'll work. That part will work itself out naturally. I'll give you a quick example. The rapper B.O.B., who came out a couple of years ago as a flat earther, he's not very good in interviews, right? I mean, I've watched him on that radio station in Los Angeles, and he stumbles a lot. He's just not very good, not very book smart on this. And because of that, he just kind of stayed away because he realized the reporters asking him questions were actually more intelligent than he was. The rapper B.O.B. is Shakespeare compared to Logan Paul. Logan Paul is absolutely horrible. I mean, it's staggering to watch him on, and you got to remember, he's been on camera for a number of years now. I mean, if he doesn't have his polish down now, sorry, it's not going to happen.
His main audience is what, adolescent kids?
Yeah, adolescent boys.
Give me a break.
Yeah, it's the same crowd as the old Jackass crowd. Actually, Jackass was a much better production than what he was doing. So anyway, that'll work itself out naturally, because I'm sorry, he's not going to walk every interview he walks into, because I can tell you right from all the people that I've interviewed with and all the people I've watched other people interview with, they've got intelligent questions, and you know what?
I think we're giving him too much. I think we're giving him too much time speaking about him because everybody's going to be speaking about him. But let's speak about something else.
What's your other thing?
A lot of people's going to go to his channel now, but anyway, the moon. Now, I've heard of guys saying, the moon's a projection and it's this, and everyone's in their own bubble and they see it.
Right.
I don't understand. Like, from my point of view, my first instinct was, when you look at the eyes that follow you in the sculpture or the painting, and if you look at that and study it, that's what's going on. That's exactly what's going on. So please look into that, and please someone sit down and just explain it on the show. Another thing is, I've heard, the moon is cold, sun is hot.
Right.
We know heat follows cold, correct?
Right.
And cold follows heat.
Yeah.
So cold goes to hot, hot goes to cold. So I think we should talk about those kind of things and not get this guy anytime.
Well, again, this show will probably get into. Remember, this is the first show back since the conference, so it will come up.
Now,
but going forward,
anything?
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you know anything about what these guys are talking about when they say it's a projection and everyone's in their own bubble? Because I mean, I've brought this point out I don't know how long ago, about the sculptures and the paintings with the eyes following you, and it's about perspective, and it goes really deep.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what's going on.
I agree. There's a lot of different aspects to this system that we still don't have down because we just don't have the technology to explain it, but we're getting way closer than we used to be. So don't worry, we'll get there. We're making leaps and bounds.
Everyone look at the dome. Look at how you can make this little eyes follow you yourself at your home.
Right.
Do your little art project, and you'll see.
I hear you.
And see why the moon follows you. All
cool.
Right.
Any shout outs? Anything else? That's it?
Shout out to you. Let's see, Wes and the girl in Texas, I believe. She shouted me out not long ago.
Okay.
This is 910, so shout out to her.
Right on. All right. You have a good evening, okay?
All right, man.
Bye.
Bye, man.
Okay, let's jump over to 318. 318, along with Strange World. What are we doing?
Good evening, Mark Sargent.
Hi.
I would like to start out by asking forgiveness for ever having a day of doubt about you.
Oh, now you're giving me too much credit. Why? What's up?
I mean, I don't know. I think that kind of let me know that you're real about this and you're serious. I never really didn't think you were, but at least that showed me that you cared. You know, to me, I saw it that way. I know other people are saying you're a baby, but
No. And I don't mind the comments in the, I judge most of my stuff off of emails that come in and phone calls. Anything in the comment section, take it with a grain of salt. I mean, I've been called every name in the book in any video, not just what happened here. But to your point, and thank you for that. Look, for me, I take this war very seriously, and other people maybe don't see it as militant. But I do. Look, it's one thing, the Flat Earth, up until this last weekend, the Flat Earth Fortress was pretty much impenetrable because we knew, what we had. They were on the outside throwing stuff in. When somebody decides they're going to buy or charm their way inside the fortress walls and say, oh, no, I'm one of you, and then start to wreak havoc. Oh yeah, that's when I have to take action. There's no way I'm going to sit on the sidelines there, especially when it's somebody like that. And yes, I for people who don't know, I gave up. I gave up a lot of stuff to do that. I gave up talking to the documentary teams, talking to the media teams. I mean, I walked back with all those flash drives that I made, with all the resource drives I wanted to give to anyone that was doing projects in the Flat Earth. There was some collateral damage there, no question, even on my side. It was not an easy decision to make, but at the same time, I had to make a statement. Like, look, a guy like this is not good for the community for various reasons, but the biggest one is that he claims that he's with us, and without anything to back that up. The perfect example would be Shane on the other side. Shane, has as many subscribers, made a video, got his brother involved, brought us down for a documentary, put his stuff up front. This guy, he kept his secret all the way to the very end. So, but thank you for that.
So one thing that I'm afraid of course, I can't control this. Mm-hmm. I hope Flat Earth doesn't turn into a personality and we forget about the science.
Right.
Because one thing that these Luciferian pedophiles fear the most is bringing the dumbed down masses to the real debate, the real argument, the real science of Flat Earth.
Yep.
That's
go ahead.
That's kind of how I felt. I felt like
don't worry about that too much. Only because, in fact, the speech that I wrote that I ended up leaving there. In fact, hopefully I've got a copy of that lying around. It was a good speech, but at the end of it was a line which was, "Look, I don't want to be famous. I want to be right." There's a big difference there. In fact, the end of the speech went, "Lies eventually end, but the truth is forever." And that's what it is for me. I honestly don't care. I don't care how many subscribers I get. I don't care if the book sells, the radio show does. I mean, I'm in it to see this thing to the end, wherever it may go. And in having somebody, like you said, having a celebrity come in that I don't think benefits us, I'm going to make a statement against it. If someone wants to else back them, sure, great, fantastic. You better be back in the right horse, because I have absolutely no confidence in this one, none at all. And everything I do is for the greater good in this case. And so tough spot, but I'm not going to regret this decision. Anyway, anything else?
I know you probably have a lot of calls. I have a quote for you, and then I got a quote for Robbie.
Sure.
The quote for you is, "Always respond intelligently, even to unintelligent treatment."
It's good. I like it.
And I have a quote for Mr. Robbie Davison.
Mm-hmm.
"Don't let one cloud obliterate the whole sky."
Ooh, like that.
So have a good night, and I promise I will never think that you were part of some type of CIA site.
Thank you, man. It's very much appreciated.
All right, thank you, Mark.
All right, have a good one.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, bye-bye. All right, let's go over to 651. 651, you're on with Strange World.
Oh my God! I actually thought that was Mr. Logan. I really did in the beginning. It's like, is he going to say, "I'm so sorry that I came to the conference. This is Logan. I apologize for everything I've said about you." Yeah, like that's going to happen. Hey, Mark, West States, Flat Earth News Talk. Wait for it. Yo.
Oh man, Wes, over and over again, my attorney sends you letters, certified mail, you sign for it, you're supposed to agree to the terms. You're not supposed to call into the show. And yet here you are.
Look back, I got it turned back. Yep. There's a little loophole and I found it.
Peanut Gallery has a quote for you already.
Yeah, I know he does. He's had that for 2 hours now.
If you keep annoying me, I'll give your phone number to all the kids and tell them it's Santa's hotline.
Oh,
and that's not. He said that's not a quote. Just say it. So it's like, okay, well,
just say it.
Yeah, just say it. That's a good one.
I love it. So what's doing?
I'm sorry. Say it again.
So what you doing?
I'm doing a show. What are you doing?
What am I, an idiot? No.
Nice.
Hey, that
was Doc Brown.
That was much
know.
better.
It's good.
That was much better than me saying what you wearing. Of course, Mark would tell me. He would say, "Yeah, I'm wearing some Flat Earth boxer shorts and my Flat Earth T-shirt, and I got my Flat Earth hat on and my Flat Earth."
No, I would say I'm wearing some sort of leather. Well, I'm sorry, in case any vegans are listening. Sorry, a simulated leather teddy and some really cute shorts. You like them? I picked them up at that doesn't really matter. What else? What else is going on? Yeah, I'll give you. We're going to break in 2 minutes, so I'll give you the 2 minutes. What do you got? Anything else going on your side?
Yes, so we are. I haven't gotten a hold of them yet, but I am going to get a hold of Josh Swift again. We're going to try to do another Flat Earth meetup. We're going to do it over at the Flat Earth Brewery. I love that place. They're so freaking cool. Nothing to do with Flat Earth, but the name fits,
Well, yeah, and the fact that they have, somebody there was a reason why they chose that title for the brewery. Was it?
Well, that's just it. We're trying to find out because I'm trying to get a hold of the owner to find out if he actually is a flat earther. But the Flat Earth Brewery has been around since like 1902 or something. So it's been around for a long time.
Cool. That's awesome.
So it'd be interesting to find out, the story behind it and why they were going to name it.
I gotta somebody's calling me from Canada right now, and I don't know. You gotta remember the show number is different from the phone number that I put in my description box. So if you're listening to the show and you're trying to call in from Canada, it's the 213 number, 213-233-3998 and 720-897-6111. So stop blowing up my phone.
Oh, I know who it is. It's Mikey. It's Mikey from Canada. That's who it is.
It might be. Okay, you got 20 seconds, Wes. Say your goodbyes.
All right. I just wanted to apologize to everybody who thought I was going to be at the conference, and I did not show up. Financially, just couldn't swing it. But next year, I am definitely going to be down in Texas because my mommy lives down there.
Oh,
so
that's nice. Next year it's going to be in Dallas. And in 2 seconds, in 1 second, there's the music, man. So you know what that means.
All right. Have a good one.
All right, see you, man.
You're listening to the Truth Frequency Radio Network.
No hate, no hype, no fear.
welcome back to Strange World, part 2 of 4. We are taking phone calls tonight. We're talking about anything you want. So let's get right to it. Let's jump right down to 214 area code. 214, you're on with Strange World right now. 214.
Hi, Mark.
Oh.
Jan in Dallas.
Jan in Dallas. My favorite,
Yes,
favorite Southern accent ever. What's happening?
Mark, I am furious right now. I got a couple of things to say, and you just tell me if you don't want me to do it. I have an opinion about this A-lister. Do you mind if from Robbie? Do you mind if I give that?
You are more than welcome to give your opinion.
Oh, okie doke. I was listening to Robbie and 2 or 3 different other shows about this, and I kind of had my own head who maybe the A-lister could be. And when he was mentioning music, he even put sports in there once, and movies, I was kind of thinking, and then when people were kind of making their guesses, I thought, well, I was hoping it was Keanu Reeves. I followed that young man since the early 80s when he did TV movies before he went big screen. So, in my opinion, there is no way that people are going to be guessing George Clooney, Keanu Reeves, Tim Allen, all these people, if it was going to be an A-lister that was more the social media, which I really don't do that much of.
Right.
And I believe, personally, my own opinion, that some of us were misled. And I, God bless you, Mark. I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone Friday night because I was listening to the Flattery Awards, which Patricia did beautifully. You were not there, and I had no idea what had happened. And then God bless Chris Pontius. Something happened to him, and I'm just nuts. You were helping me figure out what to do, and I listened to the things over the weekend and got as much information as I could. And I don't know who this person is, no name, and I won't say his name. And I'm just ashamed of this happening. And I think, so I've been listening to you for 3.5 years, and I know you, I believe, as a person of integrity, and there is just absolutely no way that you could not leave. You did it so subtly, so professionally. You've always been this way since I've listened to you. And okay, I think I got all that out. And I hope that you somehow will kind of put on YouTube or something where we can hear what you were going to say at the conference. And
you know what? I think I can do my speech. You're absolutely right. I didn't even think of that. Thanks. That's a great idea.
Oh, I hope you do, Mark. My friend, he was helping me with the computer since the accident. I can't do a lot of this stuff, and I kept saying, no, he's there. He goes, no, he's not. Or, yes, he is, because Mark does what he says he's going to do. So he played me for Raleigh last year, which is just great, and I just loved it. And I think I had something else to say, but I've already forgotten it. Oh, that was it. When I think, Mark, of the sacrifice that the people with the flat earth, they take their time, their money, their own expense, they're up at all hours for years that have been doing these experiments, people that don't even know about it, that take days and hours and weeks and months. And I just thought it was disrespectful to the flat earth community. And I'm just, anyway, it's just such a serious, as you were saying, Mark, I was talking into the phone. Nobody was listening. But it is a very serious subject. And this is about God. I am a Christian woman, have been since I was a little girl. And this is very serious. And I just, God bless all the people. And I'm just, anyway. I guess
well, thank you. I know it's not easy for you to. I mean, you are usually a fairly reserved person, so thank you for getting it off your chest.
Thank you for letting me do that, Mark. And a shout out to 910. I'm so glad he called in and everything. So, but you take care, and you did the right thing, and it was totally what we would know you would do.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Awesome. All right.
Okay.
We'll talk soon, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye. All right. And Peanut Gallery says you should find your speech and read it during the third segment. I'm going to have to find it now. So yeah, I will definitely try that. All right, let's jump over to, I may be able to read it now during the show. Let's try 419 area code. 419, you're on with Strange World. What's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Mark? It's Marty from Ohio.
Hey, man. What's going on?
Hey, I'm at work, but
oh, that's right. Did you want to say something, or do you want to keep welding?
Oh no, I wanted to say something. I just wanted to say I tip my hat, man, and I think this just proves that you're not a shill and you stand up for what you believe in.
Thank you.
So,
I consider myself a fanatic fiction.
Well, that and you know the MGTV put out a hit piece on that guy, and I don't know.
And by the way, thank you for bringing that up. You know, the guy is questionable when your own trolls, your own local trolls, are attacking him. It's like that's not good.
I was like, wow.
That's bad. In fact, at the beginning of this, if you're watching this on YouTube later, at the beginning of this, I included a clip from a girl who's already made. She's got 750,000 subscribers. She's already made a flat Earth video against us earlier in the year, and she made another video, and she was calling us out and saying, "Look, guys, I don't like you very much, but you are doing yourself no favors by saddling up to this guy." I mean, he is.
Is that Twitch that Twitch streamer, the female?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, man. I wish one of these times I can go to one of the conferences, but
right on.
Yeah, man. I tip my hat, and I enjoy the shows, and you're a good guy, Mark.
Thank
you. If you can't put me back on mute, I'd like to listen to the show.
All right, I will put you back on mute. Thank you very much. Continue welding.
All right, thank you, sir. Have a good.
All right, let's jump over to 480. 480, what is...
It wasn't appreciated from the people that,
Guys, pick up.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, you're
I'm
on.
sorry about that.
That's
I
okay.
was enjoying your show a little too much, and I didn't unmute myself. So,
It's okay.
Mark, it's the Horty Sheet Show here.
Hey, man. You don't come in
Hey.
as anything. You just come in as Arizona.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I wanted to comment on what just happened with the event, with the conference and you leaving. And I know this might rub you the wrong way, but I wanted to start it off by saying I love you, and we all love you, and we all care about you, and we all appreciate you, and all respect you.
Okay.
I think I speak on behalf of everybody at the conference when I say that. Pretty much everybody in general.
Right.
However, I do have a dissenting opinion in comparison to it seems like all of your emails and call-ins. So I would
that's
like
okay.
to,
A first is nothing bad. What do you got?
Well, I understand what you did. I understand that you didn't appreciate Logan being the A-lister, being the celebrity, being the hype that everybody got hyped up about. I was extremely upset when I heard the news of who it was as well.
Sure.
I understand why you walked out on it. I understand why you didn't want to be associated with that kind of potential nonsense, because I don't believe the guy is very legit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I really think he's trolling, or he's getting ready to troll the whole movement. Do you feel that way?
If he doesn't, it would be a freaking miracle. I mean, I've never seen him. After watching the Daily Beast little clip that she put out, I'm just going, okay, now I'm basically waiting for the other shoe to drop whenever he decides to do this.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know. Go ahead. I know you're I'm waiting for the big but here, but what? But
the video you were talking about.
Done it differently. But that's but feel free to elaborate why you would have done it differently.
I wouldn't. Well, okay, yeah. Okay, I'll get to that. Let's cut to the chase. But
All right,
I wanted to ask you real quick though. That was MGTV's video that you saw. Was that?
Oh,
the one,
no. Well, MGTV grabbed it from the Daily Beast. What was happening was the Daily Beast girl was building her article literally in stages in real time on her page. And so like after the first day, she only got a couple paragraphs in, and then she started adding things. And once she added the video, he ripped it and put it on his site and claimed it was an exclusive, which not exactly true. But then I went back to the Daily Beast thing and it was there. And but MGTV, again, not a good sign when your own local trolls, when your homegrown trolls are attacking the same guy. But it was absolutely a real thing. She was there asking him the questions, and he was. I mean, you saw the one quote, right? Where he used I should pull it up real fast here. Hang on, stay with me for 1 second, okay? Daily.
Yeah.
1 second, because I don't want to get this wrong. Daily.
Is he talking about like, when you wake up in the morning, it looks flat or something?
No, even better than that.
That was terrible.
Daily Beast. Hang on, Daily Beast, Flat Earth. I've got to find this real fast. Okay, there's this
I did
quote.
Get the impression he was giggling his way through everything.
Oh my God, there's this quote. Okay, so and I couldn't make this up if I tried. Right, it was one of the best sentences I've heard in a long time, which was, and I quote, and I'm reading this. To me, it's just so obvious that obviously the Earth is flat. Obviously, that's literally his quote. 13 words. He used obvious 3 times. 3 times in one sentence. The grammatical breakup of that, I'm going, yep. So I'm sorry. I mean, the man, if you gave him, and I know some people say, no, he's pretending. I'm going, no, he's not. You could give him a high school tutor to work with him every day, and I think after a year, he might be able to match wits with a loaf of bread. So, yeah. Anyways.
Well, all right. Here's what I want to say about it real quick.
All right, go ahead. I know you're, and it's okay. I don't have a magic wand. I can't strike you through the phone. The drones take a few minutes. Go ahead.
Here it is. Like I said at the beginning, here's my disclaimer. I love you and I respect you, and I hope that you continue being a major player in the movement because we all want you to be. However, I do believe that you threw a lot of
break your arm, by the way, if you don't get this out.
I'm just saying, you upset a lot of people that were there, a lot of your hardcore fans that were really wanting to see you, a lot of people that made time to make it out there to see you, and spent a lot of money probably to see you, some of them just to see you. That was upsetting to a lot of people. I was upset because I didn't get to spend any time with you, but that's the least of our worries. But you kind of threw Patricia under the bus there. You kind of put Robbie in a little bit of a bind, having to work out different stuff for the Flatty Awards, and it was a hit. It was a blow to all the presenters there and a lot of the fans there and friends there. I think it could have been handled a little bit differently when it comes to Robbie talking about who it was with you guys. Maybe we could have, maybe y'all could have like said, "Oh, Robbie, I don't like this idea," and squashed all the drama before it started. I understand why it was so hush hush. However,
that's unfortunately, some of the weight will have to be thrown on him because he fell for, they strung him along and he bit on it, which was, it's like, no, keep it a secret. But then they started doing things that, they said they were going to do things and then didn't do other things, like, oh no, we're going to promote this before we get there. We're going to promote the conference, and they didn't. So we're totally going to show up to the mixer, and they didn't. We're totally going to be there for every session. Nope. And then what was the last thing? That they were going to, finish this up in LA and bring people out. I don't know who's going. Is anyone going?
That's fine. That's fine. Hey, look, I don't give two craps about Logan Paul and his association with the Flat Earth. What I'm more upset about is why you gave it such a big deal, because it was a blip. I didn't even meet Logan Paul. I didn't even see him on stage, and I was there. I missed all of that somehow, and it was nothing to us. And it really didn't have to mean a whole lot.
No, I got you.
It went a lot smoother.
As I mentioned earlier in the show, I take this battle / war / fight, whatever you want to call it, very, very, very seriously. And
I get you. We have to.
To
we have
the
to be
point
very
where
cautious of who comes into it.
He's we've all heard rumors for months and months about people trying to infiltrate. People have been accused of it for a long time. And then all of a sudden it happens. And it happened while I'm there. It's happening literally in front of my eyes. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, here's a guy. And it's like, no. He's one of us. No, he's not. He's infiltrating, and he's a terrible person. And you cannot,
I agree.
So, sorry, it was something my father told me a long time ago, which was, and yeah, he burned bridges because of it, but I respected the man, which was, he said, look, if you have time to complain about something, you have time to do something about it. And in my case, no one was, you weren't there in the restaurant the night. I'm trying to raise the warning flags, everybody around me. I'm not going to name all the names that were there at the table, but I'm saying, look, this guy is not, if it is him, and I still was in denial. I was only 95% sure it was him because at that point we had thrown out so many names, I didn't even believe it. Seriously, the last line I remember, I think it was DIT or H walking up to me, or Rick Hummer, I think, and said, "No, it's Jack Black." And I'm going, and there's a perfect example. I'm going, oh, well, I'll take him. Sure, why not? It's Jack Black. It's not great, but then because at least he wasn't. There was nothing sinister about him, and in this guy's case, yes, I know there was collateral damage, but I don't want to defend it too much. I knew going in that I'd have to let people know as fast as I could, but I also want to make sure that I was not going to be talked out of it. That was the big thing, and so people were hurt that I didn't go to them, and it's like, no, because I didn't want you to talk me out of it. I don't care who you are. I was going, and because that's usually a cry for help. You talk to people, it's like, look, I'm thinking of going, then 5 people get involved, then it turns into an intervention, and then you don't go, and there's a bunch of compromise, and it turns into a big drama, which is like, no.
I understand why you're like me in that aspect. I know, you knew what you were going to expect if you told anybody, and you just avoided all that and did your own thing. And I get that. Hey, I'm on your side as far as I think he's a troll. And I told Robbie, I was like, I read people like crazy. I'm like a psychic when it comes to reading people's eyeballs. And I don't find anything good about this guy. His countenance, his attitude, he looks like a punk. He looks like a troll. And I find out he is a troll. And it just makes sense, everything I read about him. So I'm with you there. I feel really upset about your fans, about Robbie, and the professionalism of just dumping him off like that. And I hope that we can circumvent this potential problem next time. If it does so happen again, I hope it turns out a little bit differently. But the best thing I think it came out of this, Mark, is that a lot of people look at you like, oh, well, Mark's definitely not a show now. So that worked out.
That's a plus, but for me, again, it comes down to this. The short version is this, which is why this show is going to be called, when I put it up online, "No Trolls Inside Flat Earth Ever." Which is, if you want to take shots outside of us, that's fine. I'll give you a perfect example. Would be PewDiePie. PewDiePie is a great example. Massive, one of the biggest YouTube channels ever, right? He can take shots from outside the walls all day long. But if he calls you up and says, yeah, man, I'm totally into Flat Earth. No, I haven't made any Flat Earth videos. I'm totally in. I want to buy 8 VIP tickets. I want to rent rooms. And I want to rub elbows. You got to keep it a total secret, though, man. It's like, are you kidding? There's flags and flares that should be going off at all times, saying because this is the first guy that's actually claimed, I'm one of you. Everybody else has been just been throwing at us. I don't care if Joe Rogan can make shows about us every freaking day. This guy came out of nowhere and said, "Oh yeah, man, I totally," wearing the Flat Earth shirts and announcing his new girlfriend who he flew in. And it's like, oh God,
I know it's all bad. It all seems bad. Nothing about him.
It'll be fine in the end. The secondary media ripples will be fine because there'll be people talking about it, and it will work itself out naturally. Like I was telling the other guy, because the guy cannot do interviews. He will never be able to sit down with a serious reporter and they throw him flat Earth questions. Seriously, can you see him? It's like, so tell me how the lunar eclipse works and the Antarctic radius and just throwing out. If he gets like a math question, he probably will hemorrhage. So.
Oh yeah, I know. He's not capable of answering any legit questions or giving any sort of flat Earth proofs right now. Not at all.
That'll work out fine.
I mean, he said, "Oh, well, when you wake up in the morning, you look outside and it's flat. It's obviously flat." I mean, that's like the dumbest thing anybody could say. So that really put my red flags up.
Not to drag it out, but he even used a PewDiePie line, the whole "Why aren't my shoes curved?"
No.
Thing.
Yeah, that was cringeworthy.
Yeah,
that was cringeworthy. Well, I just wanted to say, man, I do agree with Logan Paul not being a worthy addition to the flat Earth movement in any capacity. I just hope that you hear out the words and opinions of the speakers, a lot of the speakers there, because I think we're all on kind of the same page, and I don't think anybody has emailed or called in to tell you except for myself.
I love everybody in flat Earth, and it was a sad, horrible thing. I didn't sleep all night before I made that call. But at the end, it was like I've got to do it. But as you know, as I mentioned earlier, I wasn't going to take anyone with me. The last thing I was going to do, it's like, if I left, that's one thing. If 4 people leave, that's a really, really bad idea. And so it's like, look, everybody is like, I wasn't gonna do a rally cry. I wasn't gonna make a video. It's like, everyone get out now. I wasn't gonna pull a fire alarm on the way out. Literal fire alarm. Yeah. It wasn't gonna do any of that stuff. It was just my decision, and so there you go.
I hope if it happens again like this, let's say a similar thing happens again next year, I hope we can collaborate better and let this be a learning experience. That's all. Exactly. I just want to say I respect you. I love what you do, and nobody's losing. Nobody's dumping you over this, man. We all care about you, and we appreciate you being you, man. So we'd probably just work it out better next time if it happens, and that's all I wanted to say. But thanks for all you do, Mark.
All right. Well, and you're very welcome.
All right.
Talk to you soon.
Yeah. You take care. It was nice meeting you this week.
See you, man. I never really liked Tori. Just want to let that people know that. Okay, let's jump over to, where am I going? 864. 864. Did I talk to you already? 864?
No.
Oh.
Because this is just Jack.
It's just Jack, another guy who was there, who I actually hung out with for a while.
Yeah.
Not in the room.
So first of all, I'm gonna call you out as a liar because you totally like Corey. So
that's fabrication spread by my competitors.
No, look, I get, and you heard me last night on Wesley State's Flat Earth News Talk.
Right.
I think that both of you could have done things differently, but it had to happen the way it did so that, it was a quick Band-Aid ripoff. Like you said, it's going to hurt real bad, but it'll heal quickly.
Yeah.
And
everybody knows about him now. If anyone had any doubts, that was also the other thing, because there were too many people in the room. I'm sorry that said the same thing. I was hearing it over and over. It's like, who the hell is Logan Paul? It's like, oh, don't you guys remember anything? Come on. It was not that long ago. And for the record, he did it. Here's why the big confusion between the dates. He did it on December 3rd, New Year's Eve, 2017. And so by the time the America media picked it up, it was 2018. There you go.
Yeah, and the other thing is that I can't believe that after all the snippets and all of the talk about who he is, that Robbie's still releasing new videos while interviewing with him.
That
I don't understand.
Kind of has to. He's committed to this at this point. Now, I mean, you might as well double down if you're Robbie. Unfortunately, I know Robbie's probably listening, but you kind of have to in his case, because like what's it going to matter? Because if he trolls him, if Logan comes out with a troll video, it's going to be bad either way. So at least this way, it's kind of like a little counter punch. And I know. But remember, until
playing devil's advocate on the flip side.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, playing devil's advocate on the flip side, though, he orchestrated the conference. He has orchestrated all 3 of the conferences. So it's just like these people complaining that there's too many Christian speakers. Well, he's a Christian guy who believes in flat Earth, and he puts together these conferences. So what I'm saying is we need to start making, we could have the yearly international conference, but we should have area conferences as well, so that it's not such of a big hit, and people can choose their different formats.
Yep, I hear you. And that'll work itself out naturally anyway. I know I say that a lot in the show. And by the way, we got 30 seconds to the break, which is, and you can call back later if you want. But the big thing here is look, we have so many regional meetups happening now. I mean, my regional meetup list is over 200. We broke 200 just this weekend, and I'm sure I missed some. So don't worry. I mean, we'll be everywhere, and it's spreading out the way it should. And look, Robbie wanted to go for the hits. He wanted to go for the numbers, and he thought, okay, this guy, all publicity is good publicity. Yeah, it is, unless the person has a controversial backstory. I mean, you wouldn't want Harvey Weinstein producing any of our shows. That may be an extreme example.
Right.
Not that much, but I'll explain that later. Anyway, we're going to break. Thank you for calling, and we have 2 segments left, so if you want to call in later, be free to, okay?
All right.
Talk to you soon.
See ya.
Censorship and regulation is becoming an ever-growing...
You are now tuned into the Truth Frequency.
We are TFR. TFR.
Truth Frequency Radio.
Major Kong. Primary target the ICBM complex at Laputa. Switch all receiver circuits to CRM discriminators. What's cooking on the fretboard? Nothing. Alright, tell you what you better do, old buddy. You better give Elmo and Charlie a flash, man. Bump everything up to condition written. Stand by the floor on the base. Major Kong. Hey, what about Major Kong?
Clear and plain and coming through fine. What about me? It's great to be fine.
What about Major Kong?
What's happened? You see the string in my neck scar.
What about Major Kong?
I never told you.
Hey, what about Major Kong?
Welcome back to Strange World, part 3 of 4. We're doing phone calls tonight. We're talking about anything you want. And guess what? I found the speech. So here we go. I'm going to read the speech I was supposed to give in Denver on Friday morning. And actually, it'll probably be a little better for you guys now because Lord knows you probably wouldn't be ready for a speech at 9 a.m. So we're going to do it, okay? And then I will pick up calls, and I know I see 250-360-304-6234, and so on and so on. So here we go. This is the Denver speech 2018 by Mark Sargent. Some of you are wondering, and because again, remember, I'm coming in with the lab coat. So just remember, I'm supposed to be wearing my 1800s lab coat when I walk in. Some of you are wondering what I am wearing, and some of you already know. This is what I like to call the coat of credibility. It goes by several other names, but I like to define things by what they truly are. This white lab coat immediately makes me appear more intelligent. It subconsciously gives me mental leverage over other people, and this effect works for just about anyone. I could take a white coat, put it on an average person, have them walk into a university lab, and they may not even be questioned. Now, that might be an exaggeration, but you get the point. In the right hands, like flat earthers, this coat can do positive things. Think I'm kidding? You could put 2 flat earthers in lab coats, stand them in a public place, one with a clipboard, one with a camera, and people would just walk up to them and ask questions because they are now in a position of intellectual authority. Most of the time, this coat is worn by men of scientism. With it, they can tell you what to eat and drink, what drugs to take, how to raise your children, even what the world looks like. And for hundreds of years, we just took their word for it, never doubting the men in the white uniforms, because they would always be there to guide us, to tell us what to do. And yet, when the people in this room started asking simple questions about our world, the men in the lab coats stood silent, never coming forward to address our concerns. While they stood silent, Subject matter experts from all other walks of life came forward to share their testimonies about what they observed. From the American military, we had a Navy missile instructor, an Air Force navigator, a Marine Corps sniper instructor, a Navy submarine chief, an Army artillery radar operator, an Army master gunner, an Army aviation and ground training combat expert, an Army air traffic controller, a merchant marine, a Navy navigator, and a Navy electronic warfare technician. From the air, we had an American flight instructor, an air traffic controller, a commercial airline captain, commercial airline co-pilot, corporate travel agent, international shipping expert. And from the ground, we had an industrial engineer specializing in valves and seals, multiple large project surveyors, an industrial vacuum expert, and many others. But still, the men in the lab coats remained silent. If you want to know more about these people and many others, then I have just the place for you. In fact, that's why I'm here. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mark Sargent, and I am a freshman recruiter for a wonderful place called Flat Earth University. Our campus is all around you, in every city, in every country, because as some of you know, we have people everywhere. I help people find the entrance to this ever-expanding community of free thinkers, and once inside, you will never look at anything the same way again. There are lots of choices here at FEU, and people are eager to help. Some of the campus buildings include advanced map making, where you will try to decipher not only what our world is, but what it isn't. Space agency breakdown, where you will learn how to tear apart the last 60 years of space productions. Activism techniques, from simple street corners to intensive road trips. Music and theater. FEU isn't just for the new breed of aspiring scientists. It also encourages all aspects of the creative arts. And of course, all the great experiments that can be tailored for every difficulty level. Make no mistake, FEU is very different from universities based on scientism. They will tell you that we are on a tiny rock flying through an impossible universe, and that your life means virtually nothing. We will gently remind you that this incredible world and everything in it was built just for you, because you are special, valuable, and unique. They will tell you that science is true, whether or not you believe in it, to never question the status quo, and never revisit old theories. We encourage people to not take our word for it, but instead do their own research and question everything. They will tell you to abandon your religion, your faith, because it has no place among scientism. FEU makes no religious demands. Whatever your faith is, keep it, because the very nature of Flat Earth implies that it was built, which means by default that there is a creator. And the great thing about Flat Earth University is you can take courses from anywhere, anytime, at your own pace, no matter what your occupation or lifestyle is. You can learn about it while standing in line, sitting in your bathrobe, or while driving in your car. There are no tests, and we have thousands of instructors, all learning from each other every day. All this flexibility is why we are trending faster than any mainstream topic you can think of. We don't just inform people of new observations. We open minds. And when they are open, that enthusiasm becomes infectious, becomes contagious, and nearly irresistible. Flat Earth isn't a theory, nor is it just another reality. It is part of the Great Awakening, one that will eventually define our civilization and our legacy. Humankind now has a chance to rediscover their roots, to finally come together, to finally realize their potential, and maybe, just maybe, create a new golden age. To some, that may sound like wishful thinking, but wouldn't it be great if we could use this discovery to save the world? In closing, my name is Mark Sargent, and I'm a flat earther. It is my addiction, my unhealthy obsession, and next to my dear mother, it is my favorite thing in life. I don't want to be famous. I just want to be right. There are lots of famous people who are wrong. Lies eventually end, but the truth is forever. Long live Flat Earth. That's the speech. So there you go. Let's go right from that into the calls. 250, I believe that's up in Canada. 250, what's happening?
Hey, Mark.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Cool. Last time I couldn't get through, but awesome speech, man.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I'll probably break it up and turn it into something.
Yeah, make it into like some epic video or something.
I don't know about epic video, but I will turn it into a video.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, something. Yeah. So enough about that Logan Paul guy, eh?
Yeah, screw that guy.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about Flat Earth.
All right, what are you going to talk about?
What's the best way to convince someone a globe head?
Right now?
Otherwise.
The best one, I was working on something on my way to the convention. The simplest answer, believe it or not, right now, the one I've been really working on is I stole it from Nathan Oakley over in the UK, and that was the pressure demonstration, which was I brought a basketball with me and I had everybody sign it and I was going to give it away. But so I just imagine him, you're holding a basketball and you can hold anything you want as long as it's inflatable. Like a football, football, soccer ball, whatever, volleyball, it doesn't really make any difference. What makes that object tight? Why can't you roll a basketball? Why can't you fold it in half? And the difference is pressure. And Nathan Oakley's quote, I think, was very great, which was pressure needs a container. It gets as simple as that. And it's like, oh, what do you mean? I'm going, okay, there's more atmosphere inside this ball than outside of it, meaning it's one of the basic rules of physics, and that is equalization, which is the pressure wants to equalize. The higher pressure inside wants to get out, and the outer pressure wants it to come out, right? And you see that with just about everything in life. Anything that's inflatable, from a car tire to a basketball, just about, and if it's a hard container, like a airplane fuselage or a can of spray paint or a hairspray, it just puts pressure on that hard container. But if it's a soft container, it makes it hard. It goes out and it makes it as firm as you can, even if it's very, very loose, like a weather balloon, for example. You've seen weather balloons go up; they're extremely loose. There's tons of slack in those things, but when they get up around 120,000 feet, they are as tight as a freaking drum, and then they finally explode. Now, okay, what's your point, right? My point is, there's only two objects that I know of that I've ever heard of that don't act this way. One, of course, is an astronaut suit. An astronaut suit is just a balloon. That's all it is, a balloon with a thick shell, right? And it doesn't act that way. You can bend your arms and legs and fingers like nothing was there. And that's awfully strange. And the other thing that doesn't act that way is the world itself, the globe. Because the globe doesn't have a container. So where's the atmosphere going? So which my demonstration was, you're holding a basketball, and you can think if you blow a little bit of smoke on that basketball, right? You're telling me that the gravity from that basketball, I don't care if it's solid or not, can hold back the vacuum force from the entire room around you? And considering that room is massive, that basketball wins? No. And the spacesuit, that's an easy one.
What if their response is something about the atmosphere, like, oh, it must be the atmosphere?
Well, I mean, you can say that it's gravity all you want, but between the spacesuit and the argument that they say it's gravity, they say, well, it's a circular argument. They say, well, it's got to be gravity because if it isn't gravity, we'd be dead. And it's like, well, that's your only explanation. So it can't be anything else but that. It can't be that we're an enclosed pressurized system. And that's the reason why the atmosphere is staying in here, because there's a ceiling to this. Your only argument can be gravity. That's all they have. It's like, well, if there wasn't gravity, it'd be gone. It's like, even with gravity, it would be gone. Hate to say it.
Well, that's what I try to explain to people is like, how can gravity exist if it's pulling the oceans of the world to a ball, yet we can still stand on our feet? Like the same pressure is being applied to everything. Like give them the spacesuit argument. That usually takes them back down.
Give them the basketball argument, which is why, again, stealing from Nathan Oakley, which is pressure needs a container, period.
Yeah.
Pressure cannot exist without a container. So, and whenever pressure is applied, it gets tight. But an astronaut suit never gets tight. Why not? And they can say, you've heard me say this before, they say, well, layers. It's the layers. I'm going, no. My winter coat has layers. It just keeps me warm. Layers doesn't do anything to stop a vacuum. It's just, a basketball technically has layers. I think a basketball has 3 layers. It has the leather coating, then a mesh on the inside, then finally the internal bladder. How many layers does it take to beat a vacuum? The answer is none, because it doesn't beat a vacuum ever. So, sorry. Anyway.
And do you think that the sky's blue because it's water above?
Tough call, because you remember I come from a world where we used to create simulations where there was no sun and the moon, and the sky was just whatever shade you wanted it. So it was just shades of light and dark, which is weird because that's kind of biblical. And if you go to the old biblical stuff before the sun and the moon were put in the sky, there was light and dark. So how does that happen? We can build that now in a limited capacity. I mean, we're not God, but we try to be. Anyway, anything else you'd like to rattle off? Because unfortunately I've got a lineup of calls.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's all then. That's great, Mark.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Ben. I'm glad you enjoyed the speech, and I'll chop it up.
Good.
I'll take it out of the show. I'll leave it in the show, but I'll take it out of the show and I'll put it separately as well.
Nice. Awesome.
All right. Cool, man.
Alrighty.
All right.
Have a good show, Mark.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
All right. Let's jump over to 360 area code 360. You're on with Strange World. What's happening?
Oh, hey, Mark. It's Dan, Valley Music Journey. How you doing?
Hey, man. What's going on?
Well, lots, I guess, but
yeah.
I really liked your speech. Really great.
Thank you. I will save that one, and again, I will chop it out of this show and put it separately so people can listen to it. I only had one hiccup in it, and I was sad because I was having a glass of wine. I was hoping it wouldn't affect me, and I think it did. So you and I, by the way, I don't know if we talked about this last show or not. We got to see I got to run into you again when we saw the documentary up in Bellingham.
Yes, Behind the Curve. Yeah. It was really good to see you.
Yeah.
And several other flat Earth people.
Right. I know there's always flat Earth people in the crowds. Every place. The director told me who you met that he went to one city where no one would admit to it. And I forgot which one it was, but he said there was nobody in the crowd that raised their hand. Now, it could have been peer pressure. Truth is, it probably was flat earthers there, but they're like, this is a hostile crowd. I'm not going to do it. But everywhere else I've been, there's been flat earthers. So,
yeah. Well, your speech changed what I was going to say to you because
why?
The whole white lab coat thing, that really resonated well with me because I had just gotten an email from somebody that saw a post of 120,000 foot high, balloon launch.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was like, well, yeah, so 8 years of university education, a PhD, of course, that overrules everything. And I'm like, how does that affect what you observe from 120,000 feet,
Right. That goes with the Neil deGrasse Tyson line, which is science is true whether or not you believe in it. And it's like, yeah, you can only stretch that so far. Again, you've heard me say it. You want to tell me what the boiling temperature of water is at sea level, that's fine, because I can test that with you. You want to tell me what the core of the Earth looks like just because you have a PhD? No, I'm afraid not. You only dug down 8 miles.
Yeah, I know, by the way, I think I didn't respond that way yet, but yeah, I was in a University of California PhD Special Regions Fellow, and then I later got a doctorate from a different university. I had 800 on the math score.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm only saying that because people just assume everybody doesn't, know anything that's talking about flat Earth, and I know you were a software programmer, so
Yeah.
They just try and throw the baby out with the bathwater. Oh, these guys must be idiots, you know.
Right.
So,
right. True. Good point.
It's and I don't advertise that either when I talk to people about it. What I talk about is test it yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. You know my mantra. Do your own research. Don't listen to me. Which is how we got into this mess in the first place. I do your own research. I didn't tell people to go out to the beaches with cameras. I didn't tell people to do laser tests. I had no idea what I was doing. I said, look, I think it could be flat, and do your own research. And people are just making up their own tests. Oh my Lord. It's amazing what.
Going back to debate class in high school, though, Mark, I do realize you have to appeal to emotion. You can't just appeal to logic. So,
right.
Let me ask you this. So, in the First Man movie, because I know you're a movie aficionado, did you get to see it yet?
Oh no! I'm not going to pay for that in the theater. That's going to be one of the movies I definitely rip for free because I'm not giving my money.
I hear you there.
Did you see it?
But he's a big star. No, I didn't see it yet, but I have a feeling that it'll be interesting to explore whether they showed where they go to the bathroom over the 5 to 7 days. What was it? A 7-day mission? That first one?
Something like that. Yeah.
Whatever it was, 5, 7, 8 days. I know that that was a huge issue that BBC pointed out in the beginning. That guy who was kind of comical pointed it out in the 60s that they had no real good way. They basically had to just take a dump in their astronaut suit. So
right, yeah, the astronaut diapers.
That's not a joke.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So
and then how do you change when you got something that small? There's 3 of you in there.
Oh, dude,
there's only one place to stand up.
Don't get me started. Oh my God, there's so many things. Oh, forget about changing. How do you remember? Because you have to pressurize and depressurize the capsule every time you come and go, right? So how much oxygen and nitrogen do you have to pressurize and vent every time? There's so many.
Oh yeah, that's more scientific. I was appealing to emotion now. I'm going for the emotional thing because people can't stand bodily functions, you know.
Oh yeah, well yeah, there's definitely that.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, the VHF transmitter. The transmitter is what throws people a lot, and that is, look, it's 1969. The VHF transmitter you have has a range of 50 miles, maybe 50 miles, and you're aiming it perfectly at 200 and something thousand miles, way beyond the power transmission phase out of that thing, and you're getting a perfect signal.
Nixon would never lie. He talked to him over that.
Yeah. The president can talk to him in real time. There's no delay. It's intersecting shadows, no blast crater, no feats of strength. The production value has just been, and there's a reason why. Forget about flat Earth. There's a reason why we've been tearing down Apollo since the 80s. And it's been ridiculous. So and
that's how, by the way, before you, that's how I got into it as a photographer in Hawaii. Said, hey, my friend sent me all this photography stuff from NASA, and it doesn't work. That's how I got into it.
Yep.
And then you came along a couple of years later.
Right. Hey, I hate to do this to you, but I'm my peanut gallery is saying we got to take one more call before the break.
Up. Well, hey, just real quick, you did a great thing for me though. By accident, somebody figured out who I was from an email I sent to you and called me after 45 years, and his dad was best friends with my dad. I mean, I haven't talked to him since I was a little tiny kid.
That's great. That's awesome,
his
man.
dad and my dad were best friends, and anyway, that worked out well. He's a great guy, and he's a listener to your show.
Oh.
Anyhow, have a good night, and
all right.
Yeah, you probably can figure it out, but you can figure it out later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk soon, man.
Yeah. Take care, man.
Bye-bye. All right, let's jump straight over to 304. 304, I've given you 3.5 minutes till we go to music, then we'll pick up 623 after we come back.
Hey, Mark, here on your speech, man. Good job, and thank you for sticking to your morals, man. I really appreciate that. First, I want to say happy birthday to my 8-year-old son. Turned 8 today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you. School systems, they kind of try to beat stuff into kids' heads. You don't answer the test this way, or you fail, and it makes it hard on me to, teaching the truth, but I'm trying. I left you a voicemail.
Okay.
Where I just talked to someone I was raised with. He was in Army, 19D, Cav Scout, Recon Scout.
Cool.
And you did a show a while back where you got a letter from a retired Cavalry Scout, Recon Scout of 19D, 19 Delta.
Yep.
I think that would be essential if you're listening out there. I really need you to step up. You've already sent a letter to Mark, and come on. There's nothing to be scared of. If they take away your retirement check, they're just proving Earth's flat. Nope, don't be scared of them.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Peanut Gallery says Scouts out.
Scouts out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I
Well,
know.
that's a military thing, guys. If you're in the military, you'll totally get that. And yeah, I get this every once in a while. He's not the first. I get people that will contact me and say, "Yeah, I'd like to talk," and then they get cold feet. It's okay. I don't blame you. Look, I've been blessed with the fact that I've had so many great subject matter experts talk. But it's all to their own comfort zone, unsolicited. I'm not going to track you down. I'm not going to call, and hammer on you. If and when you want to step up, great, fantastic. If not, I completely understand. Remember, 90% of our members are in the closet. That being said, you got 90 seconds. Go.
Oh yeah. That was the main thing. Getting him converted, teaching him, because we argued a little bit on the phone about it, and I was tossing out everything I knew, and it was like, oh, what's it matter if the Earth's flat? People knew it was flat thousands of years ago, and people were still fighting and killing over things, money, power, who's got the power. So I know it would make a big difference these days because we're taught it's a lie. And it's going to be a big uproar of the social system and pretty much everything. People are going to lose their jobs over it. It's going to be big when it happens.
Exactly.
So
I
if
agree.
you're out there and you know something, please just come on. We're not going to hate you.
Yep.
The people in science are going to hate you because it's going to uproot their system. So don't be afraid.
Right on. Any shout outs before you got 30 seconds?
Shout out to a family, and everybody who's doing contribution to the system. Iru Landucci, the 1986 United States Air Force did a retest of the Michelson-Morley thing. That was great, Iru. I researched that, and I also put that to my brother, where they said the Earth doesn't move. United States Air Force, the Earth is not moving, and
That's
nobody
great.
cares.
Cool, man. Cool. All right. You have a good rest of your night, okay?
All right, you too.
All right, talk soon. All right, we're going to our final break. Coming back, taking some phone calls, take 623. We'll probably take 845 after that, then 951-416-419. You guys get the deal.
No hate, no hype, no fear. We are DFR, your protection from deception.
Welcome back to Strange World. Yeah, that was Joe Jackson stepping out from his album Night and Day. All right, last segment to call in. Everybody that's lucky enough to be on the board is probably going to get it. So let's get right to it. Let's go to 623. 623, you're on with Strange World right now. Hey, pick up. Oh my God, I'm hearing
I'm here.
clicking noises.
I'm sorry.
It sounded like a crab was answering the phone.
I'm sorry. I pulled out the headphones. Sorry.
Oh,
it's good now.
sweet mother. All right.
No. It's Sweet Caroline. No.
I know who you are, and I'm gathering you had 2 to 3 lemon drops just to get up the confidence to make this call.
Why would I need confidence to talk to you and tell you how I feel?
There we go. That's what I want to hear. All right, let's throw it on the table here. Just so you go, you guys know this may not be family friendly, and it'll definitely be aggressive. So.
Oh no, it's not.
Come on.
Why did you say that?
Because I know.
I totally disagree with what you did.
There we go.
I feel like it was all about you.
Oh, do you want me to use the Agent Smith line from Matrix? And I know you probably don't remember. His line was, me too.
I feel like that's what you were saying when you hopped on that plane and left. Yeah.
No, actually, and I will have to disagree with you. And you've heard me say this. Look, for me, I know people say, oh, why do you keep saying war and battle and stuff? For me, it is a war. It is a war against scientism, and I saw the first true infiltrator, and there was no way I was going to let that slide. And since, I know you weren't there at dinner with us, since nobody was listening to me, I'm going, look, I know you guys don't remember who he is. He's not a good guy. He cannot be here, and no one's listening. It's like, all right, fine. I will make a silent protest. I will do this. Yes, you know me. I was extremely upset.
I thought I did. Yeah.
No. Okay. Let's say, and I'm sorry. Forgive me, folks. Caroline and I have a little bit of a history, so there's going to be some shorthand, which is yes. If I would have told you, for example, you would have tried to talk me out of it. You would have tried to talk me down. You're a very calm, soothing person a lot of the time. And you would have, think of this. And in fact, you did. You talked to me afterwards, and you were one of the only dissenting voices, but for a different reason. You were saying that the needs of the many, in this case, outweigh the needs of the few. And I'm saying, yes, it's the needs of the many that I'm thinking about. No one can listen to this guy. I didn't want this guy trying to come in and faking his way through anything. And for me, it was the morale. I don't want to use too many military terms here. It's the morale of the troops, which is this guy could actually affect the morale of the troops because he's there with us. He's in the base. And I was going, no, this guy here.
What you did did not affect anything. You left and it all went on though, and he still took the stage. There was nothing that changed.
Yes, he did. But people
that you weren't on the stage.
That was my point, which was at the very least, people will know why I left. And I left, and all I did was give out his name. It's like, look, this guy, you do not want to get anywhere close to him. Bad guy. Really bad guy. And that worked. A lot of people who had forgotten who Logan Paul was, I don't want to keep saying his name, and hopefully we'll get past this. Now they know. And in my opinion, I was vindicated 24 hours later when the Daily Beast girl interviewed him, and it's like, yeah, ask him some flat earth questions. Watch him just fall flat on his face. He had nothing. So
just because he's ignorant, he doesn't mean that he's a faker. He's ignorant. He is. He's not a smart guy, but he's still researching. But listen, you were saying a lot of stuff on Zulu's show that I totally disagree with about how he should be cut up in little pieces and
buried alive.
Life sentence and blah,
life
blah,
sentence,
blah.
Social media life sentence. It is the doom of man that we forget. It was this year. I mean, technically it was December 31st. Doesn't matter. It was less than a year ago that social media came down on him like a dump truck. And that's what he was hoping on. He's like, man, people will forget. They'll totally forget. And sure enough, here we are in November, and a lot of people have forgotten.
You're not in his head. You're not in his head, and you don't know what he's thinking. And you said that he didn't make any amends, and he did. He actually donated over $1 million to some kind of suicide awareness.
And I looked, and you're absolutely right, and I would like to jump in on that, which was, yes, he promised to pay $1 million, and he did pay the first installment, $250,000 to the Suicide Prevention Fund. Of course, that wouldn't have been his idea in the publicist. And did he make the other 3 payments? Of course, the bigger question is, why didn't he just pay the $1 million up front? And that's because his publicist would have said the same thing I would have thought, which is, you know what? People are going to forget 6 months from now, so let's just pay it in installments. Did he pay the full $1 million? I doubt it. We'll see. Doesn't really matter, though. everything that he did because his PR people told him to. In fact, he even lied on camera. I'll take it one step further. When one of his early statements, like a month later, was, "Oh yeah, the entire reason we went to the suicide forest was to raise suicide awareness." Yeah, it wasn't to poke a body with a stick. Yeah, it wasn't literally the plot from Stand By Me. No, it wasn't that at all. Anyway, Caroline, why are we doing this on air, by the way? We shouldn't be doing this on air.
Because I emailed you and I was waiting for you to read it.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that you're only going to read the positive emails that say, "Go team, rah, rah, Mark Sargent, you're our hero."
And again, because you and I have some history, there is no way I could read that email because it is not objective. It is coming from a different thing, which we're not going to talk about on air. Not going to talk about it. So no. And yes, and by the way, I know you wrote in there, it's like, no, every single email that I got, every phone call that I got was positive in that regards. No one was going to defend him. Now, and you're not technically defending him. You're defending the Flat Earth community, which is great, which is why I love you. You're a fantastic Flat Earth cheerleader. Go team. I consider you a hardcore Flat Earth soldier who would give me the opposing view, which is great. But which is also the reason I could not tell you, which was, I was not going to have anyone talk me out of this. This was a very silent thing that I just wanted to do. I wasn't going to lead any sort of charge out of there. That's another thing for another time.
Nobody would have followed you. Everyone would have disagreed with you. That's fantastic. What I think.
By the way, thank you for humbling me. Anything else?
Sometimes you need that.
Yes, I have heard this from time to time. I do have to pick up some other calls, dear.
I know Zoo is waiting in the wings, and you'll get a very positive call from him. But I just wanted your listeners to know that not everybody thinks what you did was a wise thing, and I think there's going to be some repercussions to come. So, but I do love you, and that's all I wanted to say.
Oh, well, thank you. All right, we'll talk soon, okay?
Bye.
See ya. Yeah, now you guys know why I didn't want to pick up that call. That was a call I was very uncomfortable with because I do think the world of Caroline. All right, let's see. Peanut Gallery wants to chime in. Yeah, even the peanut gallery. Yeah, all right. So let's grab. Let's grab New York. Here we go. 845. Ready? Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it.
New York.
Nice. Go ahead.
The vagabond shoes.
Yeah, they're longing to stray. Yeah. Hey,
funny.
Yeah. Hey, man. What is going on?
Not much. How you doing?
I am doing fine. I think you're probably a little down like I am because I was watching the chat thing at the same time you were.
Sure. Well, I want to say to Caroline, I'm positive because he's my friend and I back him, but everyone knows I was not happy, whether it's selfish or not. I wanted to spend time with you,
I know you wanted to cuddle, and I totally got that. No, but trust me, man. You were when I made the announcement through Marky Mark and the Funky Munch, which was how I released it. I couldn't figure out how to get a hold of you first. I didn't even have your number. I literally had Peanut Gallery's number in my phone. And I was like, all right, I got to call him and I got to have him put the message into Funky Bunch because those people in there were the people I wanted to contact first simultaneously. And he did the best job that he could. And again, my deepest apologies to you. You know that I would never do anything deliberately to hurt you. So
right. No, I know.
Sounds kind of gay when I say that, but whatever. All God's children.
It sounds gay. Whatever. I understand. Like I said, I don't agree that you left, but I back you. You're my buddy. You're my friend. This is very personal to you. That's bullshit. I don't know the guy either. Whether it was a wah, wah, wah when we found out it was him, and not Marky Mark or whatever.
Oh,
that was
anybody.
The least.
Anybody, dude. I would have taken Eric Estrada from Chips.
Yeah, that part meant nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is. I honestly, I don't trust him. I don't get a good vibe from him. But we'll see. I'm always open. You know me. I want to talk about the good shit that happened.
All right, let's talk about the good shit, man.
Blast.
Let's do it.
You missed a blast, a party and a half. It was I really think it was better than last year. It was just insane. Saturday night, oh my God, if you should have been there, dude. I totally would have fucking sang. I had enough liquid courage. I would have done it.
That would have been super fun. You gotta remember though that I'm a little different than most people. Like you guys who were partying in Raleigh, for example. I didn't go out that much with you guys because I had, there were things I had to do. I had to get up early and talk to different people here and there. But I heard good things about everything that was going on Friday and Saturday. So that was awesome.
Oh, it was great. There was The Plain Truth, Travis. He did
go ahead.
2 songs and wrote his own lyrics. Amazing.
Really?
Outstanding. Yeah, I put it up.
What'd you think of the Flat Earth Man set? Did you like his stuff too?
He was awesome.
Yeah.
He was such a great guy too.
Yeah.
Totally. He asked me to sign his guitar. I was like, me?
Oh,
okay.
Oh,
sure.
Damn it.
I was like, hell yeah.
I hung out with
him
for a while. I didn't get to sign anything. Damn it.
Yeah, everybody was awesome. I was overwhelmed with actually how many freaking people knew who I was.
Yeah.
It was awesome and creepy.
You're distinctive. You've got a really low resonating voice. You don't sound like anybody else calls in.
Yeah,
so,
everybody says it. They're like, "You're Mark from New York." I'm like, "Yeah." I can't hide it.
That's awesome.
It was great. Then from there, we went to an after party from the tavern where Nathan Thompson was staying. We went over to his house. The people he was staying with were awesome. They weren't flat earthers, but they were great people. Griffin, and I apologize because I cannot remember his wife's name. Oh my God, I'm so terrible. But it was great. We were there till 6 a.m. almost. Got back to the hotel, basically showered, and got on the plane and left for the plane.
Great.
It was awesome. I was a little cranky on the way home because I was freaking tired.
Oh, I bet.
I land in Jersey, and it's freaking cold. But at least my car was undamaged and started right up. So that was a plus.
Nice. Again, every event, I will say this, everything that I went to and everything I saw went off pretty much flawlessly. And I know they had to work behind the scenes to get a lot of things done last minute. The weather couldn't have been better for the billboard. The billboard event was stellar. The what?
I wore the shorts, Brian.
Yeah.
If you're out.
Yeah. Zulu wore shorts. I mean, it was amazingly warm. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. I mean, horizon to horizon. The drones were out. The documentary teams were out. There was media there. That was great. People were honking as they were driving by. Oh, that was so much fun. The VIP thing was fun, even though we never did see. I heard he finally came as everyone was leaving. We never did see the VIP guy. But it was great. Everyone was there at the VIP event. I got that basketball signed by just about everyone you could think of. So it was so much fun. I loved meeting everyone that I did there. And as you know, you were there super, super early. The Tuesday and Wednesday that I hung out. Oh my God. I mean, it was just this nonstop buzz. Nobody was ever bored. It was always you were running into somebody and shaking hands with somebody. And yeah,
I hit the ground running on Tuesday and didn't stop until Sunday when I was coming home.
Wow,
it was just nuts.
That's awesome.
It was nuts. I needed 2 days. As Ace McLeod, I will quote Ace McLeod. He comaed for 20 hours. So I pretty much felt the same way.
Cool.
Oh my God, it was just really so intense. The presentations were great. John, the director of the show, he was just fantastic. I love that guy. Robbie did great. I mean, the show went on. It has to.
Yeah. And again, the impact I knew was going to be. Of course, they slid Iru into my slot, and then honestly, that giant.
I didn't fucking know that. I slept through it. I was like, oh well, if Mark's not going on, then maybe they'll have somebody else. I thought Iru was already scheduled.
They moved Iru in, and then the giant panel in the afternoon. Honestly, when I saw the list, I was going, you know what? I would have only answered like 2 questions anyway. The thing I felt bad of the most bad about was the award show, but I knew. I mean, look, we have no shortage of people that could play co-host because it's Patricia's show. Rick did great. Robbie could have. Fantastic. Yeah, Rick did great. Hell, you could have done it, and I think you would have done a fantastic job. So everybody and the trophies. I mean, people forget. It's like, look, I was literally up to that last minute just working my ass off. I mean, I even drove down and picked up the trophies. People don't understand. It's like the trophies were on their way to Denver ground with Chris Pontius, and his car broke down. So Angel had to get on a Greyhound bus and take a Greyhound bus to Denver, and I went down with Caroline, who was on earlier. We drove down and picked up the freaking trophies and hauled them back to the thing, and then none of them were broken from what I can tell. And I got that picture. In fact, I'm using your picture with the trophies as the thumbnail for this show.
Nice.
Yeah. And so now,
good. He's awesome. The presentation was great.
The what?
It was great. Karen B's presentation was great. I was like on the edge of the seat the whole time, just waiting for the next word. Oh, it was awesome.
Awesome.
She was so good.
Really great. Cool, man.
Love
all right.
Hey, everything was awesome.
There's somebody else.
Shout out to everybody, especially Chanel Himawari. I wish I had more time to hang out with her. She was great. Awesome person. Everybody was fantastic. Michelle, Darla, Shannon, Carlos. Oh my God, Hillary, Paul.
Before I let you go, as a matter of fact, Michelle's coming on right after you, so I gotta let you go. But the quote is,
I made everybody sign the flag, and I didn't.
You know what? I'm just gonna do this. Let me do the quote. I'm gonna bring in Michelle anyway. All right, here we're gonna go. You're on, Michelle, with Zulu. And wait, I gotta say this quote. So don't say anything, Michelle. As we must account for every idle word, so must we account for every idle silence. That's from Benjamin Franklin. Anyway, both you guys are on together. Mark, Michelle, say hi.
Oh my God, I love you guys.
Love you, Michelle.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I'm still high.
Right?
I'm just like, I'm so high.
It was so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been nice to have you there, Mark, but I'm glad I got to see you.
I saw.
I did, and
yep. I knew. Look, I knew you guys.
We did a picture together. I'm bummed.
Most of the time, you guys were behind closed doors anyway, or doing stuff at the bar. I mean, it seemed like last year. I mean, you guys were doing all sorts of stuff together, and I'm like, I'm old. I got stuff to do.
Oh my God, whatever.
Yeah, I'm old too, but Michelle just kept pushing me. Go.
Yeah, Michelle is basically a one-man party. Is what she is.
So much fun, though. Wow. I mean, it was just great. And helping out, like being at registration, that was just like, that was an experience itself, because I have heard a lot of the presentations and stuff, and it's more of an opportunity for a different crowd, so to say. But I was really, really happy doing registration. That was a thing. Cammy kept coming up going like, oh my God, you guys are working so hard. Thank you. I'm like, this is like easy. I'm just having a good time. I don't know. I got my Bloody Mary over here. I'm just cheesing.
Well, you got to meet everybody.
Yeah. And you know what I realized is MGTV's crew slipped past us at some point because he had homegirl, I forget her name, that was one of those stupid interviews that came out on his channel.
No, I don't think. All right. I've got to dispute this. Was he there, or did he just grab the video from her website? I don't think.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm more on like maybe he sent someone else to and put the ticket.
No. The girl was legit. She was from the Daily Beast.
Okay,
and I think she was just building the website, building the article, and he just grabbed the video before it was official, and then he threw it.
Okay. I take back what I said.
Yeah. But if he was there, we would have never known anyway.
Yeah, I
because I spotted IPS right away. I was like,
oh God,
yeah,
have a look out for him.
But you know who else was there? ODD.
He shows
yes,
freaking awesome.
That. I'm so happy. I wanted to meet him. I met finally him and John. They were the only ones I had, and I wanted to meet John so bad. Like, I'm such a big fan of his. It's like starstruck, you know. Oh my God, the more guy! I would just freaking hug the crap out of him. And so him and ODD, they were the only ones I hadn't got to meet. So it's my life's like complete. I'm just on cloud 9.
Yeah, I got to meet ODD. He did that show. That was fantastic. John's an old friend now. It's awesome. He's a good guy too. It was just so many people. Unbelievable.
Oh my God, it's great.
Yeah. Great. I mean, it was way different than Raleigh in that it felt a lot more unified. Everybody knew each other. We kind of gotten into a routine. It felt I knew this when I was up at the Canada one, where it felt so much more polished. It was like, oh yeah, again, like you're going back to a camp, like summer camp, but you already knew the people that were going to be there. A lot of them.
Yeah. We were saying that in the elevator.
You knew, and it's like, wow. I mean, I've never seen a group that tends to once you're in Flat Earth, you're always part of that family, and that's what it felt like.
It's like family.
Yeah,
it really is.
I got to hang out with Caroline.
You what?
Oh my God, Caroline! Caroline and Hori is my freaking favorite. I always say put Hori in my pocket and just say I didn't realize he was so just tiny and cute, and I just love him. Oh my goodness.
And Caroline looks like Tina Fey's sister.
Oh my God, she's just so much fun. Like so much good energy. I love the energy that's there. And Caroline was just on my level. I just loved it.
Yeah. It's tough to shut her down.
When you were purring and wearing Hori's slippers. Oh my God.
I forgot about that, and then you sent me the video today, and I died. I was so intoxicated.
I can't wait to make my video. My
oh God, this is gonna be great. Yeah, and I'm so grateful for Bob and Sammy too, like letting Darla and I stay there. That was they're just like, here, just come on in the back, or I'm like, here I am stumbling in at 5 a.m. Okay, I'm quiet. Oh wow!
You didn't get back till 5.
Dude, like, I got 12. I tracked my Fitbit. I got like 12 hours of sleep the entire trip. The plane ride home, we almost missed our flight, and we thought our baggage got delayed. We made it though, and it was fun.
You have
it was a great experience.
You have to tell you that story in After Hours.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, After Hours, I'll tell you the story.
I hang up.
Crazy.
Oh, this is the end. Are we at the end?
You've got actually 2 minutes from right now. And Peanut Gallery says, do you have a show? Yeah, I know, right? These two are just talking. It's turned into a chat room.
I know.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Was there anyone that? No, actually, I shouldn't even say that. Everybody. I mean, it sounds like everybody had a fantastic time. Denver was a fantastic location.
Yeah. It was sunny. The weather. Oh my God! Like being here in California, all the smoke. It was literally a breath of fresh air. It was so nice. It was like 80 degrees almost the first day we were there. Like you said, the billboard couldn't have been more perfect.
Yeah,
like it was fantastic. And then as I'm leaving,
even show up to the billboard. I was stunned. I'm going, that many cars, that many people, not a single law enforcement officer. It was like awesome. That was so.
People were honking as they went by, like all the trucks and stuff. That was fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
Karen B got to stay an extra night because of the shitty weather. She got de-iced and she got off the plane and came to the tavern and the after party. It was so great. It was so great.
Wait, I don't get it. On what day?
Saturday. She tried to leave Saturday. It was icy in city.
Everybody else got delayed after we left. Our planes, we were the official first lineup. There's like 100 planes waiting to get de-iced. We were delayed an hour because we were waiting for everybody to get de-iced, and then literally everybody after us got delayed. I was like, oh my God, which I'll tell you the story. It's like we barely made it out alive.
Wow.
Yep. Kara walks
right.
into the bar.
You guys get shout outs. You got 20 seconds before the music plays.
Shauna Collins, I love you. Just I love everybody.
Shannon, Sherry, Karen.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, there's so many people.
You know who we're talking about.
Yep. All right, 10, 9, 8. Any last words, final words before we go to break? Oh, wait, I got to say same flat time, same flat channel. Go ahead.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
All right, there's the music. Gotta go.
All right.
See you guys.
It's a great honor and privilege for us to be here representing not only